Wow. What a Saturday it's going to be. We are kicking off round two collector showcase starting now. Sunil from across the
We're here.
pond, my brother.
We're here. We're ready. We're ready. We're also bringing the owner of the the world's most expensive set, Patrick, who's now disappeared. So that's seamless as always.
Welcome to Judgment Day. Welcome to Judgment Day, Day of Judgment, round two. Travis Kawina, J.S. Perry Comics. They're going to throw it down. We're going to see who advances to round three and get closer to the ultimate bragging rights Collector Showcase Season 2 winner. Let's see what happens.
Let's bring folks in.
Travis, welcome. Jessica, welcome. So before we kick this thing off, thank you to the people in the chat. Welcome. This is the Collector Showcase. If you haven't seen the show before, we've gotten 26 collectors. We've faced them off in a face-off cover battle style. The chat gets to vote. The winner moves on. The loser got to get bigger books in shame, and it's all good. That's pretty much what sums up this show, right? Showcasing awesome books that you don't see every day in 1 hour or less. No, more, right? I don't think we've gotten less than an hour. But anyways, Travis, welcome. Jessica, welcome. A little housekeeping before we get cranking. 6 books, raw or graded. The 7th book, in case of a tiebreaker, we got to throw that one up simultaneously. And the best part of it, the chat gets to vote. We do a straw poll. We drop it in the comments. And it's off to the races. Jessica, you had the number 1 seed. So you got
That's bad luck.
you get to kick us off. Round 1.
Yay. So my family and I decided on these books, so I'm gonna kick us off with my husband's selection. So he went with Blue Beetle #1, the first appearance of The Question, Steve Ditko cover, story, and art, from 1967. He said, like, for him, these Charlton comics are like just something about them. He just keeps gravitating toward them. He loves Blue Beetle. He loves The Question, which also, if you watch Watchmen, that's where Rorschach came in. All those characters is kind of off some of these Charlton characters. So that is my first book, my husband's selection.
Nice start. Great book. Awesome book. All right. Blue Beetle kicking us off. Travis, round 1. What's your counter? What do you got?
Can you guys hear me okay? It's kind of choppy on my end.
We can hear you fine. I mean, we're looking at a blank wall at the moment, but we can hear you fine.
Got it. Yeah, I switched my camera around. So I'm going to go with like my go-to, right? I was like starting off with my go-to. I'm a pre-code war guy, right? World War II pre-code. So I'm going to go with this one. Captain America Comics for high grade, 5.5. It's a banger. It's Alex Schomburg, Jack Kirby, Joe Simon, second Stan Lee, actually tech story here. So you're getting like the best of the best, right? When it comes to like artists of any era here, but huge Alex Schomburg fan. And it's pretty much like a pre-code kind of like horror World War II cover, right? You got the hypodermic needle there. You got bondage. You got this Nazi guy as well trying to shoot Cap, but I mean, a bomber. You can check the comms on this. I think this is the more higher echelon, right, at a 5.5, but one of my favorite. Like, Cap's my favorite, right? So, but like I said, you got a Schomburg cover, but you got Jack Kirby, Joel Simon, Stan Lee. You got everybody in here. This is my pick for round 1.
Not too shabby, Travis. Not too shabby.
We have started off right. If you are watching on YouTube, the link is in the comments. If you're watching on Twitch, the link is in the comments. If you're watching on Facebook, the link is in the comment. Do you notice the trend? You need to vote. There are two incredible books here. Blue Beetle #1, Captain America #4. Two books that I've never seen in person. So that is a good way to start the show. Get your votes in. Whilst we're getting votes in, I will just do a few numbers for us. Blue Beetle #1, Charlton, 1967. There are a total of 487 blues. There are 54 7.5s. There are in fact 8 9.8s, which blows my mind. But that is, as you would expect, towards the upper echelon of that book. Definitely a hefty, impressive grade on that. The Captain America, I am a little bit surprised at how few copies there are. I knew there wasn't going to be many. There are 53 CGC graded copies. 53. That is it. A 5.5 gets you pretty high up that list. There are 8, 11, 12, 13, 15, 16, 17, 18. There are 18 copies graded higher than this. There is one solo 9.4. And actually, there's 35 purples versus 53 blues. We are talking about two very, very rare books. So get your votes in.
There's also 4 gold labels of that Captain America, surprisingly.
McFarlane signed all 4.
What's that?
Todd McFarlane signed all 4.
Full Todd.
Just teed up. Just
funny.
teed up.
I think we only had 2. Alex Schomburg, with Jack Kirby, Alex Schomburg, Joel Simon, and Kirby Cap. So it's Cap 3, right? Obviously, it's the first Stantex, and then you got #4 here, second Stantex.
Before we move on, we need to welcome Gary 23 in the house. He just walked in the studio.
I just walked in.
I hear an echo.
Yeah, there is echo.
Yeah, it's both of the clown here. That's why.
Say it again. Say it again.
Both of the clown.
I fucked the whole show up.
You might want to bring back to the violence.
Right.
Honestly, we're 12 minutes in. It was going really well. It was really classy.
It was. And then
And now all of a sudden, we managed to talk about bondage and hypodermic needles without it going off the deep end. And now all of a sudden,
the trigger shows up, right?
Trigger T.
Trigger T. Oh man, I would reverse the camera, but I don't want to screw up, lose everyone that's here.
the vote is very tight. We're currently 14 votes with Blue Beetle currently taking it. 15 votes. Blue Beetle currently 9-6 in the lead.
No way, Blue Beetle.
Blue Beetle.
Yes, Travis. Oh,
Holy
Fan
somebody's
favorite.
confident.
I might jump out of my window right now. Let me call my mom, dad, and uncle right now.
Hey,
Oh,
Travis, if this goes like my first round, you're in a lot of trouble, homie.
You're in a lot of trouble, man.
I also
Oh,
know all of your
shit.
family are Blue Beetle fans.
No, the Blue Beetle's a cool book. I've actually never seen that one.
Very cool.
I have seen the Captain America, which is also cool. But I mean, this is a tough round for voters, I bet, because these are both books they've probably never seen.
Travis, I've got news for you. It's actually beginning to creep away from you. It is now 10-6.
Wow.
Suicide watch for me, losing to a Blue Beetle, honestly.
Ooh, wow, someone's.
Here we go.
It's probably
Here we go.
Big Sage. A lot of people are the Question fans, so that could be a little bit of it too. That's a good book, though. Travis has. I mean, I would love to have that book. So
Jessica, I gotta ask you. You've been the one seed from after the intro rounds. You've had the opportunity to watch, whether on the replay or live, pretty much all the first round matchups. Was that an advantage to you? Do you feel were you able to pick up any trends or tendencies from the chat on being able to maybe select your books for this round, or was it?
I mean, honestly, some of the ones that have been like knocked out actually surprised me because like some of their books were like, I mean, you had some high grade Silver Age that you just don't even find really.
Yeah.
Like some of the people that have gotten knocked out, I'm just like, wow. So I don't know if it's an advantage. I just know the chat can be, funny sometimes. And I was worried about this because we do have like these other big live sales right now. So I'm like, how many people are we going to get in here? So I don't know if it was an advantage. It was to allow me to really I just made it a family vote and went with our favorite books. And that's kind of what I did. So I'm not sure if it's going to be an advantage or not. So.
Okay. All right. What do we got before we ring this bell, before we call round one? Final tally,
It's not getting
13-7.
closer.
It's
Wow.
definitely not getting closer.
It's over.
It's over. Round one goes to Jessica and Blue Beetle. First question. All right. Travis, here's your opportunity. Go ahead, Pat. What do you got?
I think Travis quit.
No, he didn't.
I mean, I might losing to a Blue Beetle, honestly. That gap.
How are you?
All right, man. Hey, composure. So,
He's gonna
before we get
pull
into
for the
round,
ASM
before we get
14.
into round two, I know we talk about reads and we talk about series, and this series right here is not a long run. I think 10 or 12 books in this run. Cowboy Ninja Viking, super good story. I'm not going to give it away. I'm not going to talk about it, but I'm going to tell you that there's a cowboy, there's a ninja, and there's a Viking, and you got to figure out who they are. But overall, you're looking for a new read. Pretty dope.
I like it. Over.
The covers are nice, good artwork, but the storyline, yeah,
That's a big book too. That's like magazine size, right, Tom?
What's that, Patrick?
That's like magazine size, right?
It is. These are big. Yeah, these are big. You get mags. These are like super, a little better than the Super Golden Age. That's pretty cool, right? But yeah. Anyways, anybody looking to pick up a new title, something to read? Hard to find, actually, in the wild.
It might just be me, but Dom, I feel like your microphone has got a bit crackly.
I don't have a mic, so it's not me. There's somebody else in the background. I don't have a mic. Mic.
Then the microphone in the laptop is definitely you're stuttering more than normal. Right. Is it time for Travis to play his ASM 14?
All right. I got my book for this round here. So it's not Golden Age, but I got an ASM 129. It's a 9.0 off-white pages, but it is triple signed and remarked by Stan Lee here. So you got Jerry Conway, you got John Romita Jr., and you got Stan Lee with like a quote remark, Spider-Man meets the Punisher. So this was actually my first big book I ever bought, ASM 129, and actually it was from Frank's Comics, like back in 2020. So, rip to Frank, right? He gave me a hell of a deal on, it was actually an 8.0 Blue Label ASM 129. And I recently just picked this up, and it was actually an 8.0, signed and everything. But I went and pressed it and cleaned it. It came back a 9.0. So maybe, maybe a grace from Frank to get me that bump there. But that's all I remember him by. I got a 129 from him. It was an 8.0. It was my first big book, actually, when I got back into collecting. But like I said, it's a triple signed Romita, Jerry Conway, and also Stan Lee with a remark, which you don't see much, right?
That is quite the thing.
There's a remark there. What's the remark say, Travis?
What was that?
What's the remark say?
So it says Spider-Man meets the Punisher, and that was written by Stan Lee.
Nice.
So it's like on, noted on the label and everything. It's a Spidey label, and yeah, it's you
Very
never
cool.
really see Stan like remarks and quotes, right? But it's also a triple sign, so it's my pick for round 2 here.
Very nice. All right, Jessica, what do you got?
Okay.
What's your
That's a
round
nice
two?
book. Next book. Okay, so the next book is my son's book, and he is a anime manga fan. So I'm gonna go with Akira Toriyama's first appearance of Dragon Ball and Goku. This is Shonen Jump, 51, 1984.
That's dope.
So that's his pick that he wanted to show. So that's why we're throwing it today.
That is dope.
If I go out, that's how I'm going out.
That's a big book. Can you show us the spine on that book, please?
Not playing fair. That's it, Chris.
Yeah, it's a big book. That's a big book. Yeah,
Oh,
that looks like
It's
it's
a
in
really
great
nice
shape.
copy.
That looks like it's in great shape. Nice
So
book.
apparently,
that's the Bible.
if you pirate these or reprint these, you can go to jail. It has never been reprinted at all.
Yeah.
So they have pirated copies, and you can actually go to jail if you get caught in Japan pirating copies of this book. Apparently.
All right. Okay. All right. Let me wrap up. Let's get that drop roll done, and we can get some stats and go from there. Yeah. Right.
Well, I'm gonna kickstart with by openly admitting I don't have any stats on that Dragon Ball. That is not a book you see often. The size and shape of it, of course, there's no TGC census for that book, but that is absolutely fire. What a book. I can, of course, give you some stats on the Amazing Spider-Man 129. There are a total of 14,680 blue labels, but actually only 1,660 yellow labels. Pretty low number actually in comparison. Only 10% of the overall stock are signed. Nines, there are 119 with 205 roughly above, including 5, 9.8. Of course, the limitation of the census is it doesn't tell you whether any of those are double signed, triple signed, remarked. So I can give you the number 119. I cannot give you further context of just what that number absolutely means in practice. What I would say to you is that is a crazy book. And, as a writer, a remark doesn't always necessarily make sense, in case anyone paid for the Chris Claremont remark recently. Pretty horrible. That remark is pretty notable. That is a true rarity. So the straw poll link is on your YouTube comments, your Twitch comments, and it's just about to land on your Facebook comments. Get your votes in. These two books are crazy.
So up until a few months ago, the first Dragon Ball Z book was not anything visible or popular. Wasn't out there, right? People that had it just for whatever reason. First appearance, what it was. What sparked this resurgence into, let's call it manga, let's call it Dragon Ball Z? But what do you guys? What's that?
I didn't make it in your season.
I don't know. That's why I'm asking the question. Like, what sparked?
I can answer for my son. This equates to me like when I was growing up, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, even though this is before Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, was like my popular character. For kids his age today, this is their character. This is why I think it's resurgent, coming up. And I'm just trying to get for him these books because I don't know if you see what happened with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, who knows what's going to happen to this when he gets my age and he can actually play. So this is what they read. These are the characters that they gravitate towards. So I think that could be the resurgence of it.
Okay.
The popularity.
Can that be graded? The CGC had a slack.
I don't know. I mean,
I don't know.
it would be like it's pretty thick. If it
really
maybe
thick.
if it's a pulp, because like if you look at that, that's
Yeah.
That's
It's
about,
pretty much a case.
Right.
you know, here's my
Yeah.
finger. That's pretty thick. So
That's wild. That book's wild. Yeah. It's
And how many pages?
it's I think
300?
they it's like 100 and some. I can't remember exactly. It's like 100 and something. It's complete, and there's like some little insert in there. If it doesn't have the insert, then it would be considered qualified. So this one does have that little insert. So I was very picky trying to find this one, and finally found the right deal, and got it for him.
yeah. I think the spine would dictate whether or not you want to drop that cash from that book, right?
Yeah. And that's
Okay.
what they say a lot with this is the spine and glue can get, but this is not too bad. There's a little damage down there, but it's, I don't know. I'm not sure how you would grade this if it got graded. I do want to preserve it for him. So we got this like card kind of case that we put it in. And so for right now.
Smart move. Smart move. The votes are still coming in. We're currently 11-6. Dragon Ball Z versus Punisher. Dragon Ball Z with 11 votes. The Punisher with 6 votes. Travis is about to take a second slap in the face. Get your votes in. It's 11-7, as I say, though. Travis fans.
Yo. Shocker, man. Not shocker on this round, but yeah.
I feel like Miami right now.
Punisher feel like Miami right now. More like the Celtics. More like the Celtics. Yeah. All right.
By Dragon.
Okay, we're gonna give this a couple more seconds. Get your votes in if you haven't voted. Also, we gotta talk about it. I hate the self-promotion, but smash that like button if you like what we're doing. Subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification button. Leave us a comment if you like what we're doing, or you want to see something different.
And see you next Saturday.
And no, we won't see you next Saturday because it's my daughter's graduation party. So we might do something during the week or on Sunday. We'll see.
Okay.
All right. But anyways, all right. Any closer? Closing the gap. Where we at?
Let's have a look. It is 11-8, 19 votes. It's close, but not that close.
If you haven't voted, hit that straw poll. Cast that vote. See who takes round 2.
Wow.
Yeah. I am not surprised at this round. I'm not surprised at this round because of what that DBZ book is. To be honest with you,
I don't know, but that Punisher's kind of hard, you know. Like triple sign, the little remark.
so the SIGs is the difficult piece. The rarity part of that book, I would agree. Yes. Overall rarity and scarcity, I think it's DBZ, but
This is where I was playing the impartial card. Tom's just voting publicly.
I'm not voting public. I'm just giving my opinion. It's just, again, like, hey man, this is what makes the show great because you see some bombs being dropped, you see some stuff that you don't see every day, and then you see a resurgent book that was out in 1984. Yeah. So, anyways,
Time to call it.
time to call it. Let's call round 2. Jessica takes it. First appearance at DBZ.
That's always good.
Not really. No. Oh, don't be so sure about that. All right, Jessica, you won second round, and you win kicking us off round 3. What do you got?
Okay, so that was my son's book. So the next book is my daughter's pick, and she's 5. Okay, and actually, I like this book. It's funny. I'm going with a timely comic, Crazy Comics #1. And this is the first appearance. And you had a trivia question not a while back. And this is the first appearance of Silly Seal, Ziggy Pig, and Tuffy Tomcat. And what makes me laugh about this is just classic cartoons. This little turtle is about to light a match in his little feet. And it's hilarious. This was cartoons back in the day. And this kind of reminds me of my own childhood, reason why I got it. This is my daughter's pick. So I can see why, probably. But yeah, that's what I'm. And it's got some writing here. I don't know if it was like, let me see if you can see it. I don't know if it's like, it says Meridian, Mississippi or something. So maybe that was a remark from somebody that owned it at one time. So that's my next book.
That's a badass book right there. I gotta say, that's awesome.
The
Really
colors
cool.
are great.
That's popping.
What grade was that?
5.5. It's cream soft white pages, but there's not many of them. I think there's like a really low census of these, particularly timelies, and it was July 1942, so even before like they started doing a lot of war, they started going away from the cartoon comics. So
That's pretty cool. I like that. Very nice. All right, Travis, what's your counter for the crazy comics? What do you got?
So I'm gonna stick to what I've been collecting, my Golden Age World War II guy. So I'm gonna go with Submariner Comics number 14, and it's a pedigree copy from the Coopville collection, 6.5 high grade, but it's a D-Day cover by Alex Schomburg. So if you look at the date, fall 1944, D-Day was summer, right? June of 1944. So this is depicting D-Day, right? So you got invasion of Normandy, but check out the art on this, right? This is just a gem for its time, right? The Schomburg, just check that out with the tanks and everything. I mean, it just speaks for itself, right? And it's a high grade as well. It's 6.5 off-white to white from a pedigree collection. So 1 of 1, right? Coopville collection, Submariner Comics number 14 here. Let's go.
Very cool, man. Very cool. Let's go. Let's go is right. Straw polls in the comments. Chat. Cast your vote. Who takes it? Coopville, pedigree, Submariner, D-Day, artwork, 6.5, or 5.5, Crazy Comics from Jessica. JS Terry Comics.
All right.
Who takes round 3?
I got a question for Travis. What's the Coopville pedigree? Do you know the history of that?
Yeah, it was like a collection from Tennessee. And I think it was like sisters that collected, I think they kept like their brother's collection together, and it was stored away for many years. So it was someplace in Tennessee that they found this collection, I think in the 70s. And you had a lot of these like World War II, like higher grade covers within that collection. Yeah, 1 of 1, 6.5. I don't know. I didn't look up the census on this one here. So I mean,
hang on. That's my job. Don't look up the census. That's my job.
Don't.
All right, guys.
All right, so now what do we have for stats? What do we have for stats?
Okay, thank you, Tom. Let's have some order in this place. Let's start with Travis because he was about to blow my numbers there. There are just 42 on the census of that book. 0 greens, 0 yellows, 7 restored. The 6.5 is very much up there. There are 3, 4, 7, 11, 12, 13, 14 copies higher. There is one lonely 9.6. That is a very, very rare, very crazy book. Speaking of crazy comics, there are just 15 on the census. 15. There are 11 copies that are higher. There are 2 9.4s on this book. There are 2 signed, amazingly. 5.0 and a 4.0 signed copies of this book from 1942, timely. So God only knows who signed those books. But yes, there are 2 signed copies. So in the previous round, we had the ASM, which had nearly 15,000 copies graded. Between these 2 books, between the 2 of them, there are under 70 copies. These are 2 crazy, crazy rare books. If you haven't voted already, get your votes in. They are in the comments on YouTube and Twitch, and they are soon to be on the Facebook page as well. And I think Patrick is back as well.
Actually,
I do know there is the signed copy of this one is by Stan Lee. It's a 4.0, and because he has a story in here, so there is a signed Stan Lee one. So I do know a little bit. I don't know what the other one is, but he does have a story in here.
That's pretty cool.
They're both two bad books,
Yeah.
but I got to tell you that pedigree Submariner, that's a peach of a book right there. Yeah. All right, what do we have? Wow, 12-8, crazy comic in the lead. Crazy.
There's
comic.
no way.
He said, "There's no way." Yes, there is.
So there's 9
So
people in
she said
the chat,
all
but
the
20
good
votes, so
books like
4 are
this
voting
now.
twice, and it's like disappointing.
Can't.
Like,
Kicking ass.
You can't vote twice, Travis. I can appreciate your frustration. This is you vote third. This is like a third party website. It's done by IP address, so you cannot vote twice. You'd have to have multiple machines going. Different
yeah, I think
account.
that's what's happening, which is unfortunate. So
Oh God.
Oh shit!
I mean, I was baffled too, Travis, but I just took it like a champ, bro.
Yeah, Patrick, you had it worse. You got fucked up.
At least these books, like, well, no, but see, that's the thing. All his books were rare too. They were just like, mine just weren't as good. That's what's happening, bro.
They hit
That
different.
crazy-
They hit different.
That Crazy Comics is like, I've never even seen it. I can't tell if it's a pickle, if he's holding a pig. I want to see it closer. I'm asking for pictures later. Like,
It's a big.
It's a pig, and then there's a turtle right here. That's
Oh,
lighting
that's a
his foot
turtle.
with a match. Classic.
I thought it was a pickle from where I was
And he's
looking.
lighting it with a match. It's classic cartoons back. I mean,
Hello, Patrick.
look at his face. Let's see. His face is funny. Like,
Yeah, it looked like a pickle.
Funny.
Pickle face.
Well, this is Dom. This is a whole new show here. Jessica explains comic books. Three bowls deep.
That's exactly how many, too.
Oh boy!
don't worry, I'm used to it. My husband
Wow.
does the same thing. Used to it. So
God damn. All right. If you haven't voted, straw polls in the comments. I'll drop it in one more time. If you're just getting here, we got a Crazy Comics with a pickle on an arm and a turtle stomping on a foot. Submariner, pedigree copy, D-Day type artwork. Cast your vote. Who wins round 3?
I think the pickle one.
The pickle's gonna 12-9 right now. Let's give it a couple seconds. Anybody that hasn't voted yet, cast your vote.
Travis is getting. He's gonna get so mad. Oh.
I mean, there's no way that's better than Subby 14. Come on.
Okay. Are we gonna end the round and then I won't? I don't want to make any statements partial to either book before the voting's closed.
Dom calls. Those are the rules.
Okay.
It's a wrap. J.S. Terry, Jessica, the Crazy Comics takes round 3 in a big lead. Moving into round 4. Patrick, what do you got to say?
I would actually rather have that crazy book. Submariner is like, he's like very low on my list of characters that I like at all. So like,
Hey,
that's a
Stan
cool
Lee's
book.
story on that Crazy for sure.
But like, it's a great book that you had. But like, as me, like, if I were to get a chance to take one of those books from one of the two of you, I would take her book for sure.
Just because he
would.
wants to find out about that pickle.
It's that pickle. It's like that's first pickle Rick. So
Pickle Rick. That's funny.
Okay, we are heading into the fourth round. Travis needs to put a point on the board in order to continue. He has a risk of being swept like LeBron here. So that is a real possibility here.
All right,
Dom.
I'll change it up. I'll do a Detective Comics 96 from the Promise pedigree. So, Golden Age Batman, that's been hot right now. It's this cool Batman fighting some gangsters right on a train here. It's a clean copy. It's a 7.5 and it's a white pager too as well. So, really high grade. I think this could have got better. I looked at the notes and there's like a stain down here. But like, if you didn't know that, this thing is, immaculate. So they definitely hit it for the stain. But regardless, it's a 7.5 white pager, right, from 1945. Promise pedigree, right? So that's my round 4 submission.
Nice one.
I'm going to ask a whole series of questions here because I don't know anything about how this stuff works. So the Promise collection, well, it's sold exclusively via Heritage, right? Like all of them went via Heritage the first round. So they obviously slabbed them in collaboration with the original owners. But would they have gone through and cleaned those books? Like, I know they were immaculate, but like something like that, like, did they just go, listen, we just got them out of the basement, we sent them all, what happens? Or do you think they went through and went like, listen, clean that one, don't clean that one? I don't like, just logistically.
I don't think they cleaned any. Because you see a lot resubmitted. If you look on like the census, you see like a 6.5 and then a 7. So you see 2 sales. So it's like, obviously it was pressed, right? So I've seen a number.
Oh, no, but they did have some multiple copies though, right? I thought there was some that were multiples in there.
I don't know. Maybe.
I don't know.
But like a couple of Batmans I looked at, I was like, oh, there's 2 on the census. And when you like compare like the sales right pictures, and it's like, okay, yeah, they cleaned this one and pressed it. But sometimes I saw one that went backwards because a lot of the Promise, or not a lot, but some of the Promise books on the text have like, I don't know, they put like a sticker to block out the number. And so they graded them with, and you have the note, right? Sticker on cover. And then someone tried removing it and actually got a lower grade. It was, I think, Tech 39, I believe. It was a second Robin, and they got a lower grade actually by taking off the sticker. So
that is brutal. That is brutal. Right, Jessica, we should hand over to you.
Okay, so like the trend I'm going, as a family, we picked this. So this next book is mine pick. It's actually what I've been collecting, believe it or not. I've been collecting more of the pre-code horror kind of stuff. So this particular book, Dom will know, and I just love it. It's Amazing Ventures #4. I just love this creepy little robot, this creepy little gremlin dude controlling this robot and then kissing this girl. So this, I just love this book. I love the colors. It's like just something about this Alan Anderson cover. I had to have one. So this is my pick. So.
Jessica swinging balls today.
Jessica is swinging balls. Jessica, we twinning.
Balls.
We twinning.
And believe it or not, I got this book from Rob as well.
oh dang, what pedigree is that, Tom?
We twinning. Rockford pedigree.
Oh nice.
We twinning. This book, I gotta tell you, it's
So
stupid.
I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
If I'm into pedigrees, right?
Yeah.
Is there certain that I need to look for, or any pedigrees count?
No, I would say there is a hierarchy of pedigrees to go after versus like for me, the Boston pedigree is one that I would try to grab. New Hampshire is another pedigree that's relatively relatively small in the amount of books that it has as part of it. Then there's the Edgar Church pedigree that's just mile high. Threw it out there, whatever. But there is definitely a hierarchy of yeah. What do you think, Sunil?
So some pedigree,
Yeah,
more expensive.
yeah, I
than,
think. To be honest, it's sort of relatively hard to compare because they don't come up that often. There's not a huge supply, and also there's not a huge overlap in those books. Like there are, you've just shown a pedigree there, but we don't know how many other pedigrees there are. And that's one of the challenges I always find with the CGC census is like, why didn't they retain that information? Like they had it, like it should have just been popped onto the census, so you knew what you were trying to track down. It would have been like super handy. But for one of the ones the Okunjima one always catches my eye of just a pedigree collection that probably existed outside of the US. I think is fascinating. So let's get some numbers in. We are talking about the Detective Comics number 96 in a 7.5 from the Promise collection. There are a total of just 86 of that book, 86 on the census. There are 26 copies higher. That is a Detective Comics from 1945. There are just 26 higher graded copies in the world. So that is a remarkable book. And of course, from the Promise collection, The Amazing Adventures number 4. There are a total of 56 on the census. We've just seen 2 of them in this show. At a 5.5, we are looking at, let's have a quick look, 920. There's about 25 copies higher than this. So this is probably round about the 40 mark. But 2 absolutely incredible books. I feel a little bit like Jessica just showed that book to see whether she could fully make Patrick freak out. He wandered off camera, tripping as he looks at another evil pickle on a cover.
Evil pig.
The vote is in the straw poll captions now. Get voting. Amazing Adventures for Travis with a Detective Comics 96, the Promise Collection pedigree. Get voting now.
So CGC does a really good job of describing or giving some background on the different pedigrees that are out there. So if you're looking for some information on pedigrees and which one contains what type of book in it, what era, CGC has a good little story about each pedigree that's out there. So, little informational session right there. Something maybe you didn't know about. Right?
This show is not all just for the jokes and anti-errors. There's also education.
There's a little education there. We about to see a shutout. Get your votes in. Straw poll is in the comments. I'm going to drop it again. If you're on Twitch, straw poll's in the comments. Facebook, straw poll is probably in your comment. Here, straw poll's in the comments. Just click that link, cast your vote, and we see the live update. Pretty simple. You don't have to worry about theories, chicken scratch, and inability to count. We have been technologically advanced on this show.
You know what's funny?
What's funny, T?
Jessica fill out works at the right time. Like whenever I feel like Jessica's gonna lose it, I'm like, oh shit.
I am going to remove the window so we can get a closer look at these 2
That
books.
was a mind-blowing comment.
Damn.
That was a mind-blowing comment by Gary.
I'm going to full screen Travis's book here. That is crazy. White pages as well. My God. And then The Amazing Adventures. Off-white pages, 5.5. Little smoochy for you there.
Yeah. The robot just makes me laugh. I just love that this little gremlin dude. That's like the best part of this book. It, he just looks like, oh yeah, I'm gonna kiss her. It makes me laugh.
I'm sure it's completely consensual. So it's fine.
And she's just like, okay, all right. But it's just beautiful. I know that's a painted cover. I wonder where the original painting is. Think about that. Where is that? That's just it, amazing.
I have to admit, Jessica, as you said that, I was half expecting Patrick to be like, "Oh, like this one back here."
We were hoping Patrick had one too. He was going to throw out there. But guess not. So, that is a kick-ass cover, painted cover, like you said, Jessica. And again, that book at any Comic-Con, any convention, that book is the book of the show. Hands down. Hands down.
Because you love it.
Because it was the book of the show at C2E2 when I went and I bought it there, and there was no other book that I gravitated to more than that book. Nothing could compare to it. Nothing.
Is that where you got yours, Don? At C2E2?
I did. I got it from Rob. C2E2. Day one. Unfortunately, I walked in. I went and saw Rob, and this freaking book was sitting on the top shelf, and I'm like, let's see that thing. What is that? And it didn't matter. It didn't matter what other book I saw, because I didn't pick this up until day two. And it didn't make a difference what was out on the floor. X-Men 1, FF1, AF15, ASM1, Pre-Code Horror didn't hold a candle to that book. My opinion, just my opinion and what I gravitate to, but nothing held a candle to that book. Nothing. Hands down, man.
Yeah, then.
Oh, you're gonna have to. We've got a request if this goes down the right way. All right, get your votes in, chat. If you just joined, this is round 4. We up against a sweep right now, potential sweep, where JS Terry Comics is up 3-0, winning in this round with that Amazing Adventures 4 against that 96 Promise Collection pedigree. If you haven't voted, cast your vote now. See what happens. Who's going to take round 4? Does Patrick make a comeback, or does Jessica take the sweep and embarrass the living crap out of Travis Coon?
Mr. Patrick make a comeback.
No, Travis making a comeback. Travis, that's not Travis,
We're
not
gonna
Patrick.
replay that.
You got Patrick on your tongue,
No,
boy.
we're gonna replay that. You got Patrick on your tongue.
I said Travis, bro.
It's fine.
Oh man, you can hardly speak English. Someone might listen to it.
They're gonna tell you what today. What's that?
Damn. Well,
I don't know how to follow that up. I'm going to give you the numbers. It is 13-8. 21 votes have been cast.
Yeah, this is a wrap. This is a wrap. We about to call it. We about to call it. We about to call it. Round 4 in the books. The ultimate embarrassment, the ultimate punishment, the ultimate beatdown. J.S. Terry Comics just swept the floor with Travis Kalina. Wow.
dude, that was a crazy round.
It's a crazy round. Travis is pissed.
Sorry, Travis.
Sorry, T, man.
Hey, it was a good matchup.
It was a good matchup. It was a good
It was
matchup.
a good matchup. Oh, and the chat decides, the vote decides. But I would like to just dwell on the fact that you got beaten by a choice from a 5-year-old. But apart from that,
Wait,
Hey, I know.
was that the manga though? No?
crazy. The crazy.
Oh.
The crazy comic.
That was a good pick.
Oh, no, it's a
Honestly,
great pick. It's
honestly,
not,
I
it's
didn't know what Travis would show, so I was just like, "Hey, let's just have fun with it, and let's just pick books." And I'm kind of surprised myself, so because I know what Travis has had, and I've seen his books, so because he's he has a good eye for collecting, and I see all the stuff that he collects, so I'm kind of surprised.
Yeah, I like that. I had a chance to grab one, like a raw one of that robot cover, but I never jumped at that one actually. Kind of regret it, right? I mean, it's a great cover for sure. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. See, next round we'll see how it goes, right? I mean, it's been fun being in this competition though.
everyone's a little speechless. Everyone's waiting for Dom to.
This is the worst part of the show. This is the worst part because
Damn.
even the losers have phenomenal books and collections. And it did start out as a joke, as a comment, but Travis has come back. This is his second time on the show. He participated in season 1.
Made it far.
He did make it far. He came back for more punishment. Season 2. Appreciate you. And if you want to come back in season 3,
You're welcome.
you're gonna need some bigger books.
I know, shit. Especially after this round. So maybe I changed to like some manga stuff. I'm actually been trying to diversify more, right? I mean, you saw in the last round I did like some treasuries, so not just I don't know. It's been fun collecting Golden Age, but maybe some manga stuff, I venture out into. We'll see.
Some Scotty Young store variants.
Some UK
Whatever
variants,
you
right?
You should not try to buy books to win the competition. The reason that she kicked your ass with that manga book is because it's awesome and they love it.
No, that's a badass book. Yeah. I mean,
Yes,
first Dragon
but
Ball,
like- But in your hands, you'd be like, this is like a manga.
no, that's a big book. I mean, first Dragon Ball for sure. I mean, that's something maybe I'll pick up. We'll see, right?
That is ridiculous.
Jessica, congratulations.
Well done, Jessica.
You made it look easy. You made it look easy. Right now, the round 2 odds-on favorite to take it through, the number 1 seed. Everybody laughed at it. The number 1 seed, J.S. Terry Comics, takes kickoff of round 2, jumps into round 3 with what I would call an easy victory.
Really?
That was easy. Smooth.
Flawless. Fix.
Flawless, as they say, right? Flawless.
You wanna hear yourself, asshole?
No. All right. Again, thank you everybody for joining. We appreciate you. Chat, thank you for being here. Jessica, again, congratulations. Travis, better luck next year.
All right. Thanks, everybody.
Yeah, about you.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, everybody.
Take care. See you guys
See
later.
you.
You too, mate.
Bye. Again.
Bye, guys.